finished my fitting for my brand new set of 2023 Mizuno irons. In this video we're going to jump on the tour truck, watch these irons be built and see just exactly what specs I have. Guys, we also have a huge giveaway in both this video and the club fitting video. Guys, if you want to win a brand new set of Mizuno irons, all you have to do, you have to subscribe to this channel, throw a like on this video, comment below Mizuno Golf, and also check out Mizuno Europe Instagram. Guys, as with all these giveaways that we are currently running, please do not reply to any spam comments whatsoever. I am still getting people thinking they've won. I will not make a draw in comments. I will not message you. I won't ask you to send me any money. Be very, very careful online. Please be very, very smart. Use your common sense. Don't reply to any of these comments. Now let's get in there and see what Joe's up to, because he was a fantastic fitting. How good was the fitting? Oh, awesome fitting. Loads of fantastic gains. And I can hear he's busy already. So let's jump in. Are those my shafts?
They are indeed.
You can't beat. There's one thing better than getting a new set of golf clubs, and it's actually watching them be made. What were your thoughts on the fitting, honestly?
Good, it's consistent.
Yeah?
Very consistent. So you're not trying to reinvent the wheel with yourself, it's just about gaining that tight dispersion.
Yeah, that's one thing which for me, when you do fittings like this, I'm never after a huge distance gain. I'm not looking for the 7-iron to all of a sudden go 180 yards in the air. For me, 165 is a number I quite like with a 7-iron spinning. Anything spinning around 6.5 realistically.
Yeah, 6 to 6.7.
Yeah, perfect. So we're going to watch these be built now. Specs wise, I believe we went. Have we got the heads to show them anywhere?
We do. They're all right behind.
Sorry, they're right behind the shafts that you've set out there. Do you want to talk shafts first?
Put me on the spot now.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. So we've got 921 tall.
Yep.
4 to wedge. Modus 120X. Standard length. And 1 degree flat.
1 degree flat. They do look. Get one of them. Absolutely gorgeous. This is my first time seeing the. Actually, we're filming this video on the day that the embargo's lifted on these and they are released. The driver video is doing alright, actually. Really enough, Chris. So, guys, make sure you check out the video on the Mizuno STZ 230 driver. But amazing how they're all kind of weighted properly as well. This is like to the next level of.
Precision. Exactly.
That was the word I was looking for. Precision is a word that I imagine you have to use quite a lot on this van.
Absolutely.
So, do you go out and work on the van, Joe, or do you?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's myself and Alex.
Yeah.
So we'll head out and kind of service the European guys.
European guys, so Open, Championship, Scottish Open, British Masters.
Yes.
Who's your, I'm not going to ask you your favourite players because that's putting you on the spot, but
James Robinson.
Yes, but who's the best player to fit? Like, who has the best stories and things like that?
Eddie's a pretty good guy.
Whenever I've worked for Mizuno before, everyone said Eddie Pepperell's quite an interesting character.
We've had Nick on here before.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good guy as well.
Couple of majors, yeah.
There's no good guys or bad guys out there. They're all just individual.
Right, well, I'm going to stop. I'm going to ask you a few questions as we go along. So, guys, if you want to know more about the Mizuno tow truck, make sure you stay tuned. Remember, you can win a set of irons if you do subscribe and do all the stuff that I asked you to do earlier. But we're going to find out a few minutes about the tow truck as we go on, and we're going to let Joe get to it and make my new irons. Are you making the coffees, Chris, or? No. You just stealing a hat?
The nice hats, though, actually.
Very nice. We're going to do a bit with a wedge later as well, are we, Joe? Is that all right to still do?
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
We'll finish this first. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So when you are making a set of irons, Joe, obviously I'm going to really annoy you now by talking to you why you're trying to work so precisely.
Cool.
But what kind of order do you go in? So I'm sure a lot of people do wonder, do we start with the head end? Do we start with the grip end? I'm sure different brands probably work differently as well.
Absolutely. So the way we're working here, we've got the shaft cutter first. We'll length the shafts up first, cut them, stick the ferrules on the end, and then we kind of work our way in and around the truck, taping, and then swing weighting, gluing, and then final product.
Swing weighting towards the end, because obviously that's going to be the final product, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Right. You're on the coffee duty. Do you want to give them a tour of this little bit, Chris?
So in here,
the coffee machine doesn't work, unfortunately.
Ah, no
the
problem.
doesn't work, so I'm going to make one by hand.
Yeah. Joe, I thought this was going to be a quiet bit. I was going to ask you some more questions. You've got the hammer out. How many sets would you say you make, in a typical week? Because I imagine most pros, they're going to come with the set anyway, aren't they? They're not going to want a set making up for that week.
Yeah, it depends. Some guys will come in just for a tune-up. Some guys will come in because they want a new set. So, average probably 4 or 5 sets a week, something like that.
Yeah, so not too busy. What?
No.
And how long would a standard set take, do you think? Do you know the specs and things like that?
Depends how difficult the build is, but anywhere from an hour and a half to a few hours, really.
Oh, right, really? Wow. I find this interesting because gripping a club with no head on almost seems like the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I imagine, I don't know, it's just easier.
Yeah, so when we put grips on, obviously we swing weight at the end. So when we glue the head, we can spin that shaft around and that grip will change with that sort of with the shaft as well.
So it's easier to, like, say if you wanted to change the swing weight a little bit, obviously, which is this machine here, like a fulcrum machine, it's easier to do it in the head end rather than the grip end.
Correct, yeah. We've got all of these tip plates here, so we can put these into the head, or if we need to take some weight out, we've got the drill on the very end, which we can take weight out just a little
And we've already assessed what kind of swing, it's going to be a normal swing weight anyway, isn't it?
D2 is what you're using down the range, so there's no need to play around with that, not for my eyes anyway.
So for the guys asking at home about swing weighting, which they probably will be, because I never really understood swing weighting to be honest, what would people want? Say if someone would require a heavier swing weight, what would that do to kind of ball flight or?
It's very individual, so the heavier the swing weight, the heavier the head feels.
Yeah.
If somebody really kind of casts the club in front of them, potentially a slightly heavier swing weight gets that club a little more behind them, and vice versa. So it's, again, very personal.
All down to release.
Correct.
Release pattern, yeah. I remember that from the PGA exams back in the day. How's those coffees coming, Chris? Look at these. Oh.
I'm having a strayer for the road.
Yeah, you're not driving, are you? We'll get that in. Interesting little bit like locker bit here as well. So all the caps for people who are Mizuno players. Oh, Mizuno bench as well that I've just absolutely destroyed. A couple of towels. And the heat, 26. There's no cost of living crisis here, is there? Hey? Oh dear.
This is for Joe, my man.
Where's mine?
The grafter.
Thank you very much.
Chris,
Like you, James.
Chris, we've got some news on Get Good at Golf. Do you want to throw it at them now?
We are launching memberships, and the first day we are going to be giving away some Mizuno S23 wedges.
I'm surprised you remember the name.
I'm on fire today.
Are you going to review them first?
I am. That will be on tomorrow. It depends when you're putting this video out.
To be honest, it depends entirely on the weather, doesn't it? We might have to take them to Orlando.
Oh yeah, what a shout.
What were you saying about grips? Because I love a good new grip. It's like the one solace in life, isn't it? That
a little bit of spice.
Yeah.
So we've got multi-compound line. I should know where these are.
It's 26 degrees down this side.
It's warm, isn't it, down here?
So you've got multi-compound.
Yeah, that's what I've had. Yeah.
Apparently have, I think. Don't quote me. I could be wrong. We had some slightly different coloured alarms, but I could be absolutely talking out the backside. No, there we go.
Oh, look at those.
There's a little green alarm down.
You know, I had them years ago on MP20s.
Yeah.
MBs. Can I have those, please?
Absolutely.
Yes!
No problem.
Green. That's a bit of you, isn't it?
Cracking coffee.
So a lot of people might be wondering why I've gone for a little bit extra tape on there, just one extra layer. Not a massive difference, but for me I find it does just kind of help me hold the club off a bit. My bad shot is left, so with a thinner grip you're more likely to turn the hands over, more likely to maybe have that miss left. If you did go kind of jumbo grips, that would really help you kind of keep that face open, Joe, wouldn't it? And is that mainly what you see when people, size of the hands does come into it, but mainly kind of release pattern as well?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Look at those grips. I'm absolutely buzzing with those grips. Absolutely buzzing. Moving on to the business end.
Business end.
What would you say is the most popular set of irons that you've worked with a pro with? People would assume it's a blade with it being Mizuno, but I bet it's probably not, is it?
On here, it's very blade centric.
Yeah.
So it's 221s, Tours, 900 Tours, got a lot of traction.
Yeah.
Before my time on here, but a very bladey JPX.
That was what Brooks Koepka used, wasn't it?
They were designed for Brooks.
Yeah.
So you use those for a couple of years and then into the 919s. But yeah, any MP blade, you know what you get with it. It's maximum workability,
Yeah.
least forgiveness. So can't blame the club if you don't hit it out of the middle.
No, absolutely not. And like with these look really, really nice. And the one thing for me I'm really pleased Mizuno haven't done is ruin them.
Yeah.
Like they look very, very similar to the previous model.
Yes, very clean, no badges, no nothing like
Yeah.
that. It's just very, very sleek, very traditional, slim down top edge as well. So the difference between 221 and 923 torn out is kind of negligible.
Yeah.
Easy transition between the two.
Yeah, perfect. Right, time for a bit of glue. Is it glue or is it weight?
We'll do weight first and then glue.
Yep. And it's amazing the kind of detail we can go into with a golf club fitting now, isn't it? Because I think if anyone who does go and buy a set off the rack, especially nowadays with, I mean, everything's expensive now, but with golf clubs as what they cost,
Yes.
I think you really want to be making sure you get the perfect set for you.
Yeah.
So there's no one else to blame, is there?
Well, you're hoping those sets of club last you for upwards of 10 years, really.
Yeah.
So it's an investment in it.
Unless you're like me and you hit balls every day.
Yeah.
But like
You
say,
set every week.
if Chris beats me like in the coming season now, the only person to blame really is either me or you.
No comment. No comment.
It's been very quiet. We're starting to see the final product. Absolutely love those grips as well. What is your favourite event? So obviously you kind of living the dream, Joe, really, is what we're saying here. You get to mess around on the truck every day and then you get to go on all these kind of little holidays to make golf clubs. But what is your favourite event that you've been to, that you've worked at? That was a joke, by the way. I know you worked very hard.
Favourite event, we went to Open at St Andrews last year.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first major as well, and I mean, can't really top that.
Yeah, that is like the home of golf, isn't it?
Week in St Andrews, watching the best players. Tiger was there. I mean, yeah.
So you got to kind of go on the range and watch him hit a few balls and...
Yeah, he was there Monday morning, 9 AM, and the guys didn't see me for about 2.5 hours. So I was working very hard.
Where's Joe? We've got some irons to build.
I was
Never
waiting
mind.
for them from the end of the range.
And interestingly, so with the Open being your favourite event,
Yeah.
does your job change much week to week? So kind of when you've got Scottish Open, people are wanting probably different wedges more than anything?
Yeah, it's bag setup. People will go from 2-iron to 5-wood. They want wedges with lower bounce. Most of the time it's just about maintenance. It's about loft lies, grips,
Yeah.
getting stuff reshafted if they meet any trees or other fate. But yeah, it's more about suiting their bag to the course setup. Most of the time that's done before they'll get to the event.
Yeah.
We can do it once we're there. Yeah, a bit more maintenance than full bag overhaul once we're there.
And out of interest, how often, so say a guy's got a busy few weeks on tour,
Yeah.
how often would they be changing the grips?
Probably 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh, is that it? I thought it meant more than that. That's not too bad
Yeah.
then. So, because they're getting a lot of wear, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys will look a little more, some guys like a little more, some guys like a little less. So
Yeah.
it's, again, very individual, but on average, probably, 3 or 4 times a year.
I suppose they're probably changing the irons once a year, are they? Or do they stick them in the bag all year?
Yeah, hopefully, when we see them down here at the beginning of the year doing the new product testing, that's the set of irons they have in the bag all year. If there are any changes that need to be done, we can do that as we go along.
Yeah.
But theoretically, the set of irons that I build you today should be the set of irons that you have at the end
So
of the
I'm
year.
just an easy customer, really.
100%.
Easy, Chris. So guys, they are pretty much done and they are going to be the arsenal that we're going to take to the course this year.
Arsenal, they are.
Did you like that? The only thing that's left to do is we are going to watch Joe build a set of wedges, the brand new Mizuno S23 wedges, which look absolutely phenomenal. Are the heads in here? I believe they are.
Yes. Yeah.
There. Just look at those. So we're going to be giving a set of these away, guys, over on Get Good at Golf. So check it out for our new members or one of them. Apart from that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all exactly the same time tomorrow.